life is competitive, right? And I imagine war, and this is in by no way advocating violence. But let's say if you're in a fight, I evaluate people that I let inside my inner circle with the feeling of, would this person have my back if I were in a fight? Okay, I'm gonna repeat that again. I evaluate people that I let in my inner circle. The way I evaluate would be, would this person have my back? Meaning not just stand to the side and like cheer me on. I'm gonna really have my back. Jump into the fight with me. Let's say it's, 3-on-5 fight, brawl. Would they jump in and be the fourth person? Or would they turn around, run away, just kind of be on the side, oh my God, what's happening, freaking out? Or would they actually jump in? That's how I evaluate things, because life is competitive like that. It's killed or be killed. There's only one winner. If you follow this podcast, you'll know me. There's only one winner. You either win or you got to go back and improve to win, right? That's life. It's competitive. The spoils go to the winners. And I'm sorry to say that, but that's reality. Because then I know that I can trust this person to be in my circle. And so you need people around you that are going to be willing to jump into the fight with you. Bam. Yo, what's up, everybody? This is the End-to-End Podcast, and I am your host, Dr. Yon Nguyen, affectionately called the Ninja. And as I want all out there in podcast land to understand, you can call me Ninja too. This is the End-to-End Podcast, the Alpha to the Omega, the beginning to the end, talking about life, motivation, self-development, self-improvement, success, drive, and offering you morsels in this all-you-can-eat buffet called life. Back in the studio, excited, man. It's hot as hell here in Houston, but glad to be indoors with the AC. I'm going to start this episode like I start my days. And for those of you new to this podcast, gratitude is the number one thing for me. And so I start my episodes as I start my day with the expression of gratitude. So I am thankful for everyone out there in podcast land that has subscribed, liked, followed, shared, most importantly, shared my podcast episodes or any of the reels or what have you on all the major platforms. If you're new to the show, there's no sponsorship. I do all of this on my own dime, on my own time. And so the only way our show can grow and hit our mission, which is grand, of inspiring billions of people across this planet, you have to share the show. And so as I like to say, if your knowledge swole, share the show. That's how we grow. And when I say your knowledge swole, that means you learned something, appreciated this episode or any prior episodes, found something humorous, some way that your life was positively inspired or influenced. Please do share the show. That's how we grow. Back in the studio, I've been doing a lot of traveling, man. My son's, going across the country playing hoops. The one thing I gather from all this traveling, and we're all almost weekly, we're traveling, is as I go through all of these airports, not passing judgment, not in any way saying right or wrong, but what I notice the most, especially among men, is the lack of what I would call alpha energy across the country. And I'm talking East Coast, Florida, West Coast, all over, wherever we're traveling, where there's a large gathering or group of people, I just sense a lack of alpha energy. And why do I bring that up in this podcast? Because self-improvement and self-development entails holding yourself to certain standards. And, through this observation, in speaking with my son, we're talking a lot. He's, a young teenager, 16 years old. I shouldn't say young, but he's 16 years old. The conversation entailed around, he asked me, who do I associate myself with? Like, how do I know whether to let somebody in my inner circle or not? And I'm not talking about casual relationships or, people at work, my employees, my staff. I'm talking about like really hardcore in my inner circle. Like who do I let in to associate with? And I gave him just the one example, which is life is competitive, right? And I imagine worst case scenario, war. And this is in by no way advocating violence. But let's say if you're in a fight, I evaluate people that I let inside my inner circle with the feeling of, would this person have my back if I were in a fight? Okay, I'm going to repeat that again. I evaluate people that I let in my inner circle would be, the way I evaluate would be, would this person have my back? Meaning not just stand to the side and like cheer me on. I'm going to really have my back. Jump into the fight with me. Let's say it's, it's uneven. It's 3-on-5. Fight, brawl. Would they jump in and be the fourth person? Or would they turn around, run away, just kind of be on the side, oh my God, what's happening, freaking out? Or would they actually jump in? Right? And it's an extreme example. But, and again, no way advocating violence, but that's how I evaluate things, because life is competitive like that. It's killed or be killed. There's only one winner. If you follow this podcast, you'll know me. There's only one winner. You either win or you got to go back and improve to win, right? That's life. It's competitive. The spoils go to the winners, and I'm sorry to say that, but that's reality. So I evaluate who I let in my circle based on the analogy of, would this person have my back if I were in a fight, an unfair fight, where I know I'm going to get my ass beat, and I know anybody else jumping in is going to get our ass beat, but would we jump in and go to battle, go to war? Because then I know that I can trust this person to be in my circle, right? Because life is not always rainbows and unicorns. It's ups and a lot of downs, and the downs can be very brutal. It can be competitive. It can be lonely. It can be disheartening, frustrating. All these, negative feelings about life on your way to success, because there's failures and just setbacks and just a tremendous amount of, I don't want to say negativity, but tremendous amount of adversity. And so you need people around you that are going to be willing to jump into the fight with you. Hell or high water, win or lose or draw, they're in there, they're swinging with you, they're supporting you, they're watching your back. Those are the kind of people that I want in my circle. I, hopefully, am that person to a lot of my friends for their circle. They would call me the real one. Like, it's one of the best compliments. Hey, man, Yon Ninja, you're a real one, bro. I know you got my back. Because I do. To the people that I'm part of their circle, and vice versa. You don't fold. You don't back down. You got that person's back. That's how I know. So how does this relate to the observance in the airports and so on about the lack of alpha energy? Because if someone has your back based on the level of alpha that they are. And I don't mean alpha in terms of aggressiveness, where you're creating a sense of fear to gain respect. I mean a sense of alpha energy where you are just plain respected for who you are. It's nature. It's the laws of nature. If you look at a den of lions, a pack of wolves, I don't know what you call it, a group of monkeys. In nature, you're going to observe that in these groups, in these tribal groups, there's always one alpha that the whole tribe follows, right? Until a new alpha comes in and they take over. A younger alpha comes in, and the herd or the tribe follows. Okay, often yes, it's the one that has the most vitality or virility, the strongest one, but also it's the most respected one. And in human culture, we're more intelligent than these animals. In human culture, it is the one that makes the right decisions, that supports everyone else, that defends everyone else, that leads everyone else, that helps everyone else become leaders. That type of respectful energy conveys that alpha type of vibe. Okay? Part of the alpha vibe is, like I said, is the physical vitality of it, right? So in our world, in human world, it's The ones that are physically fit, they put in that discipline, they put in that persistence to take care of their mind, their body, to lead. That type of energy, right? And so you cannot fight the rules of nature. There's always an alpha that's going to rise in a group setting. Humans, by nature, were tribal beings. Our ancestors formed tribes. There was always one alpha that would run the tribe, make the decisions for the better of the collective. That's human nature. Can't fight that, right? Because in a collective group, someone rises to the top, takes care of the group. Often not the most aggressive. Remember that. You know, alpha, respectful energy doesn't come from the one that's most aggressive, whether internally or externally. It's the one that's most respected. Now, we'll say aggression is part of that, but it's controlled aggression, where you lead from a position of respect instead of fear. That alpha energy, okay? We, as humans, are tribal beings, right? We have our friend tribe. We have our family tribe. We have our work tribe. You know, if you're in school, you might have a small group study tribe. You have tribes. You circulate in tribes, right? And so in your tribe, ask yourself, are you that alpha energy? Are you the one bringing leadership? Okay? The leader or the alpha in these tribes is the one that often holds themselves to the highest level of standard. Okay? Regardless of the situation, when you hold yourself to that standard, that's how you garner that respect. Okay? Holding yourself to that standard of completing the task, doing what you say, showing up on time, bringing positive energy and attitude, supporting the rest of your tribe. Those kind of standards, maintaining those standards is what brings that alpha leadership energy to the tribe. So the question for you is, are you bringing the right standards to your tribes, whether you're at work, amongst your peers, at home, if you're the father or the adult of your family, right? Amongst your friend group, your professional friend group, or your tight group of guys. And there can be more than one alpha in particular circumstances, right? But are you bringing those standards and that leadership qualities? But wait, Ninja, I don't have a lot of friends. I'm often by myself and so on. And, I'm not there yet. You might be young. You haven't built your tribe yet, right? What do I do? Well, believe it or not, you are your own tribe, right? And how do you know that? Because are you holding yourself up to those standards so that you can attract the tribe that you want? You are your own tribe, okay? And the simple way the simple way to understand the scenario of being the alpha of the tribe is look at yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, would I follow myself into battle? That's how you know if you're living the right standard or not to be that alpha type energy. Would I follow myself into battle? If I saw myself going into a fight, would I jump in to help myself? Right? Based on what I saw in the airport, and this is by no means passing judgment, there's not a lot of people that will follow themselves into war. And that's an unfortunate circumstance in today's society. I don't want to get into the whole politics of it, but that is a very unfortunate set of circumstances in our society, especially among men. And what I'm talking about also applies to women, okay? Women, I know, move in tribes. Different types, different styles, but they move. And so can you be the leader of that group? Sometimes in families where there's no father figure, the woman has to bring on that alpha role too, which is hard. But they do. Very strong women that do. And I applaud that, right? You have to be the nurturer and the protector. Totally get it and totally respect that. But you got to bring that energy. So again, the question you have to ask yourself in order to understand where you are is, am I upholding the standards where I would follow myself into war? Are you bringing that alpha energy? Because we need more of that, to be quite frank with you. We need more alpha type energy. The energy that garners respect. The energy that brings the right values, the right standards to any situation, any group, any circumstance. We need to set our standards high and hold them high so we can set the example, be the example for others. And when we do that, the standards of the group comes up, sometimes surpasses it. And so we're now leveling up. And that's how we grow and become better together, is by maintaining those high alpha type standards. Okay? And this is by no means to be misogynistic or anything related to that. This is just about bringing that right energy vibe to bring that alpha energy, that level of respect, setting those standards high in order to be the best you can be to help you achieve your goals. With regards to that, I'm by no means a successful guy. Certain standards, yes. My own standards, no. I know for a fact that people who have succeeded way beyond me, way beyond me, they look at people the same way. They look at people the same way as if, they're gonna want to help people that they see are exhibiting this type of energy that wants to set high standards and bring them along with them. So the more you can elevate your standards and develop that alpha type energy, the more people can understand or see that, hey man, this guy I can go to battle with, I can go to war with. Because when shit goes down, I know they're going to hold up. They're going to stand up. And so, come on, let's go. It's that kind of vibe. Nobody, ask yourself this, would you want to associate yourself with somebody that's like, man, shit's about to go down, but that dude's going to fold like a lawn chair? Would you waste your time with that? Is that lawn chair you? Right? It's just a simple analogy. Man, shit is about to go down. Who would I want to take with me? The dude that I know who's going to be there regardless, or the guy that's going to fold like a lawn chair? So if you're going to fold like a lawn chair, why would I spend my time investing in you to help me be successful? What can I learn from you if you're folding like a lawn chair to help both of us be successful? I can't. I don't. That's why I'm looking at the guy or the gal. If shit's going down, yeah, I want you in my corner. That's just the way it is. That's the way people level up. That's the way groups level up. And that's the reality of it. So, all things being said, are you the type of person that would follow you when the shit goes down, when the heat goes down, when the fight goes down? Are you the type of person that somebody above you would want to pull you along if things go down, if the worst case scenario goes down? Do you have that backbone? Do you have those standards that you hold yourself to, those values? Okay? Now, let's say you don't have these things. Well, the good news is you can develop these things. You can invest in yourself to develop these standards. It's not hard. You just got to say, this is my standard, and hold yourself to it. That's why fitness is important, because it's a physical, stark illustration that you have one of the characteristics that can hold yourself to standards, and that's discipline, one of the most important ones. The discipline to invest in yourself by hitting the gym, working out, maintaining your fitness. Easy. You check that off the list. Now you can build other things underneath that. Am I reading the self-development? Am I listening to the podcast? Am I applying these principles to my life? That's easy. You can level up, and you will see. It becomes an energy around you that you can feel of, okay, this guy or this person, male or female, has the right vibe. You'll feel it in a room. You always walk into a room, you can feel and sense, or at least I can sense the people that okay, if the shit goes down, I can count on this person. And it starts with that. So if you don't have it, you can develop it. The key is staying consistent and persistent and sticking to it and leveling up. That's it. So quick podcast on alpha, vibes, and energy. You can raise yourself up and become the guy that would follow yourself into battle, or the person that people would want on their team in the heat of the moment in battle. So bring that alpha vibe, bring that energy vibe, and along with that, as we know, bring that gratitude with it. So another episode of the End-to-End Podcast. Glad to be here with you. If you found something valuable in this show, please do like, follow, comment, share, subscribe. Most importantly, share the show. If you're knowledgeable, share the show. That's how we grow. So I am grateful for you. Be great today and be even more grateful. Looking forward to bringing you another episode of the End-to-End Podcast.